So I got hacked, that too via macOS. And here is the crazy part. I'm a principal engineer at Atlassian and I have been using internet for over 20 years. And for the first time in my life, I fell for it. In the next 15 minutes, I'm going to show you the exact 360-line script that hackers use to steal everything from my bank account to my social media to my crypto to even my Apple Notes from my MacBook and the desperate measures I took to fight back. Also, we will talk about the bureaucratic nightmare that followed. But first, if you think you are safe just because you use a MacBook instead of a PC, you are about to get a wake-up call that could save your digital life. So it was last Saturday, I was at the local library in the full lock-in mode, grinding on my latest open source project, Vocal Linux. You can check it out on GitHub. It is a voice-controlled Linux distribution that I have been building that can transcribe your voice to text locally on your machine. So there I was setting up multiple VMs to test different distros, Ubuntu, RHEL, Arch, you name it. Hours of configuring, testing, and debugging, and my brain was in that deep work mode, the flow state where you're just cranking through the tasks without overthinking anything. Then I realized that I needed to edit a demo video for the project. On my PC here, I use DaVinci Pro, but I don't know why I thought that I need. Now, I could have just waited, come home and edited it, but my impatient developer brain kicked in and I started looking for, let's call them alternative distribution sites for Mac applications. Big mistake number one. These sites are hunting grounds for social engineers and they know exactly what kind of person visits them, who is tech savvy but impatient, security conscious but willing to take shortcuts. Alright, let me walk you through this on my Mac. And this is a recreation of exactly what happened. So let's jump right into it. So here I was jumping between different sites, downloading what I thought were legitimate Mac applications. And after a few downloads, I landed on what looked like a standard Cloudflare security check page. Now here is what made this so believable. Because I was working in library, I was using my Surfshark VPN and I was also on Tor Tunnel, which meant that I had been seeing like real Cloudflare and Google verify that you're a human pages all day long. And especially when you're downloading from sometimes these sites, they are very aggressive about VPNs and you encounter these security checks. So when I saw this banner that this website needs to review the security of your connection, my brain just processed it as another routine verification. And mind you, I have been doing this from last 2 hours now. And the best part is the page looked perfect. Orange Cloudflare branding, professional typography, that familiar, unusual web traffic detected message. And instead of giving me a normal CAPTCHA, this gave me a terminal instruction. And it said that press command space, type terminal and copy paste and press return. And it copy pasted a command on me, which it showed that it is basically just that I am a human. I clicked copy and I was thinking that, wow, man, these CAPTCHAs are getting really advanced. And this is what got copied to my clipboard. It was an echo command with like a bunch of characters and which was piping into base64 D as in for decrypt, and it was bash. I opened my terminal, I pasted the command and I hit enter. The moment I did this base64 string actually decoded to a URL. So it was a curl command which went to this IP address and there was a no-hub bash ampersand which basically just executes the script in the background. And that innocent looking curl command downloaded and executed a 360-line Apple script in the background. I had never used Apple script in my career because I have always used bash script, shell scripts on the machines or like batch scripts on Windows. Within seconds, a system dialog appeared asking for my password. And here is the kicker. I entered it. The dialog looked completely legitimate, exactly like a real macOS authentication prompt. The moment I hit enter, I realized what I had done. Immediately, years of my training kicked in. Too late, but it kicked in. I knew I had been compromised. I immediately turned the Wi-Fi off and tried to disconnect from the internet. But here is the brutal truth. it was too late. We are talking about a 5-second window from execution to data exfiltration. Modern malware is lightning fast. The script creates a temporary directory and it harvests everything valuable that is on your system. It packages it into a zip file and uploads it to their server, all in under 5 seconds. My Wi-Fi disconnection was basically too late. Folks, this is what a modern cyber attack looks like. A perfect Trojan horse. There are no obvious red flags, no sketchy pop-ups, no "you have won $1 million" banner, just a perfectly crafted replica of something that you see every day and deployed on a site that you are already taking risks on, so that your brain has like minimum amount of friction while processing it. The psychological manipulation was flawless. They knew I was in a hurry, they knew I was already bending security rules, and they exploited that exact mindset. Now, before I show you exactly what the script stole and the nightmares that followed, and trust me, it gets much worse, I want you to smash that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. If this video helps just one person avoid what I went through, I feel it's completely worth it. And please do share this with your friends who think Macs are immune to malware. Spoiler alert, they are not. Let's get back and let me show you the most sophisticated piece of malware I have ever encountered. And mind you, I have been like super obsessed with viruses and malwares, and I have been reading them from last 10 to 15 years. This was not just any malware. Meet Odyssey Stealer, a 360-line masterpiece of digital theft that forensically harvests everything valuable on your Mac. Let me walk you through what it stole from my system in those just 5 seconds. So first, it creates a temporary directory in the temp folder called Love Mr. Trump. Yes, that's exactly what they named it. And then it starts systematically pillaging every browser saved password, cookies, and autofill data from Chrome, Firefox, Safari, Brave, you name it. You can see here, right, how they have hard-coded all the package names in their script to look for all the folders for each and every browser. Then it looks for cryptocurrency wallet files from Electrum, Exodus, MetaMask, and over 200 other extensions. Then it goes after my entire macOS keychain, every password that I have ever saved on my system. After that, it goes for my Apple Notes database, including all the private thoughts and sensitive information and logs and commands and all the things that people paste in Apple Notes. And then in the script, you can see here that it goes behind my PDF files, documents, images from my desktop, and document folders. And there is an interesting hard-coded code here that tells us like what size of files to look at. It then also gets my complete system information, hardware specs, software versions, and everything. And you know what is the scariest part? The scariest part is that it validates your password in that fake pop-up by using macOS built-in DSCL command. So it just does not steal your password. It verifies that it works before sending it to the attackers, because most of the files that I mentioned above are encrypted by your local password, whether it is your Chrome password, whether it is your keychain, etc. After stealing everything and putting it in that temp directory, it packages everything into a zip file and uploads it to their server with an open API path and sends a post command to that. The script even has a retry logic. If the upload fails, it tries it again up to 10 times. This is enterprise grade malware used to basically infect systems at scale and create like a botnet. So now comes the part that made this hack infinitely worse, trying to get my accounts back. 3 days after I thought I had secured everything, I woke up to the chaos. My Twitter account was posting crypto scam links every 60 seconds, non-stop for hours. I was sleeping, my phone was on DND, and I was receiving countless texts and calls from my friends asking me that, hey, my account is hacked and I need to change that. I woke up, I saw that, I immediately went to the X help center to report my account as compromised. And here's the interesting problem. As soon as I filled the form, the request got auto-declined because hackers had changed my email address from my original one to some random Yahoo account. And so when X asked me to verify my identity using my registered email, I just could not. So the standard recovery process failed completely. I was logged out of my account while watching a bot destroy my reputation in real time. And it's very fascinating because my two-factor authentication was enabled and I still don't understand how the hacker was able to bypass that. But I had to dig deeper into their help center, found a manual review form. So this manual review form asked me everything about what was my last email, what was the last time I accessed it, what was my last password, some of my last tweets. I submitted this form and then discovered something that made my blood boil. I checked Reddit to see if others had similar experience and learned that due to recent downsizing at X, thanks Elon, there are very few humans left for manual support. I saw people writing threads where they were reporting that they have been waiting weeks for responses for their hacked account. And meanwhile, my account was still posting crypto scams every minute, every 60 seconds on a loop. And here is what really got to me, that their automated spam detection system didn't catch this obvious bot behavior. Like no human can keep posting exact same tweet every 60 seconds. So again, according to ex-Twitter engineers I know at Atlassian and in my network, the downsizing gutted not just the support staff, but also the engineering teams that build and maintain these automated detection systems. So I did what any desperate engineer would do. I went to the LinkedIn and started cold messaging every staff and principal engineer at X. I started with first level, went to second, and went to the third level. Anyone I could find, especially if they had mentioned that they are working in security teams at X. So I crafted messages explaining my situation, providing my case number, and basically begging them for internal escalation. But here is the kicker. It was a weekend and nobody was browsing LinkedIn for random help requests. I sent message to around 15 people and it was absolute radio silence for 8 hours as I watched helplessly as my account was still continuing to post scam links back to back, and it was just not getting detected at all. Then finally in the evening, one of the staff engineers, God bless him, you know who you are, saw my message. Not only did he respond, but he immediately asked for more details and said that he will raise it internally immediately. Within next 60 minutes, yes, 60 minutes, I got an email from X support saying that my email address had been reinstated and I could regain access to my account. But getting my account back was just the beginning. The bot had been posting for over 12 hours straight and I had over 1200 spam tweets cluttering my timeline. Twitter's bulk delete options are practically non-existent. Either you have to pay to some sketchy websites, which I was very hesitant to log into and give my money to. So I had an option. I can either delete these one by one or maybe write a script to automate that. So meet my tweet deletion script. I wrote this very simple JavaScript automation that runs in your browser's developer console to bulk delete tweets posted after a specific date. So here's how it works. It basically opens your timeline, find all the tweets, check their timestamp against a cutoff date. So my account was hacked at 5 a.m. in the morning in my own central time zone. I added that. It basically loads a tweet and it finds it, it clicks the delete button and it basically clicks the pop-up. And I tried to include random delays to avoid rate limiting, and it also automatically scrolls at the bottom of the page to load more tweets until it has reached the cutoff date. So I ran this script and watched it systematically delete over 1200 spam tweets. It took around 2.5 hours, but it worked perfectly. If you're interested, I have put this script on GitHub, but use it at your own risk. Meanwhile, while this was happening, I did not even notice that my Reddit account was also compromised until Reddit automatically banned it. But here is a difference. Reddit's automated system actually worked. They detected the unusual activity, logged my account, and sent me a recovery email within 6 hours. No human intervention needed, no LinkedIn campaigns, no bureaucratic nightmare, just a very functional automation. So I was able to reset my password, and then I had another few 400-500 posts that I had to delete and upvotes in a lot of not safe for work subreddits that I had to just downvote and remove my vote from there to clean that up. But I wasn't done. I was angry and I wanted revenge. I went full digital vigilante mode against hackers' infrastructure. I immediately started poking on their server, IP address for doing port scanning, service enumeration, the works. I ran an nmap command to find like what are some of the ports that are open. I was able to see that SSH port was open on port 22. And I tried brute forcing common passwords. I even find a zero-day exploit targeting the OpenSSH version of their server, but that didn't work. I let it run for like a couple of days, but I was not able to crack it. I even tried 1 million common Russian password list. That did not work. I attempted FTP directory traversal. I even tried DNS poisoning attack to redirect their domain. Nothing worked. Well, these guys are not really amateurs, but then I had an idea, like what if I could corrupt their data collection? So I wrote a script to generate fake zip files with the exact same directory structure as their malware creates, but filled with garbage data. I created a script that would randomly create like directories in a very ununiform random method, and I flooded their endpoint with over 5,000 fake submissions. What was the goal? Well, the goal was to make them think that their malware was broken, force them to investigate, and hopefully take down their infrastructure. And you know what? It worked. After 24 hours of my digital assault, their server went offline. I had won, or so I thought. I immediately changed every password I could think of. Banking password, email accounts, work credentials, crypto exchange logins. I was thorough, I was methodological, I was incomplete. But here is the thing. Even with all my security measures, even with my counter attack, even with recovering my accounts, the psychological impact was huge. I realized how vulnerable we all are to well-crafted social engineering. So here is what I learned from this entire ordeal. First, social engineering attack is the new malware. The attack succeeded because it looked legitimate and exploited my impatient behavior. Second, recovery systems are only as good as humans maintaining them. Platform downsizing directly impacts user security. So Elon, if you're hearing, please hire more engineers. Third, never underestimate the power of human networks. That LinkedIn message saved me days of bureaucratic hell that I would have to spend waiting for an agent to look at the ticket and then explain them like how this account belonged to me and how this has been happening. And by that time, I'm not sure how many messages that bot would have posted. Fourth, automated systems work when they are properly maintained. Reddit's detection worked, Twitter's did not. But that's basically all that happened, and finally things are well, but I really want to leave you with how to protect yourself so that it doesn't happen to you again. So here are some advice. Never paste commands from web pages into your terminal. It's sacrilegious. Just don't do it. Just be very careful. Even if it is Stack Overflow or a very legitimate looking website, be very careful on what you copy and what you execute. Install network monitoring softwares like LuLu for Mac. You need to have a firewall on your machine so that in case there is some malicious script tries to establish connection with an external server, you at least get notified for it. And build a network of contacts in tech companies. It's pretty important. You can see in my case that it really worked. And also resist the urge to take shortcuts with software downloads. There is a reason that there is a huge open source community that exists. Use that. So here's the thing. If this video opened your eyes to modern cyber threats, hit that like button below and subscribe for more deep dives like this. I like breaking down problems, interesting problems and interesting cases like this, and then would love to show you how to protect yourself. And do drop a comment below that have you ever fallen for social engineering attack like this? What seemed obvious in the hindsight? And let's learn from each other's experience. And please share this video. The more people who understand these attack vectors, the harder it becomes for hackers to succeed. And I would like to leave you with a simple thought. Remember, the best antivirus is a suspicious mindset combined with proper recovery planning. Stay safe, stay vigilant, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.